She had a white-collar job here in the US. Then all of a sudden, she lost her job after being laid off, and she had to begin her life afresh. I'm talking of the owner of this unique restaurant here in Dallas, Texas, Mumbi Baskin. She's been waiting to share her story on Daring Abroad. Let's see how it looks. Vipi sasa? Poa, Mumbi yuko? Asante. Afrika Fusion restaurant is unlike any other restaurant in Dallas, Texas. Once inside, you can't help but feel like you are in Africa. The familiar aroma of popular Kenyan delicacies and other African dishes fills the air amid hearty laughter. Mumbi Baskin has been running this restaurant for the last 15 years. We find her in her kitchen, doing what she loves. I began by asking her why she named her restaurant Afrika Fusion.
We call it Afrika Fusion because we've infused different parts of African cuisine. We have a little bit of Nigeria. We also have a little bit of Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Botswana, a little bit of South African, and Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, which is the East African cuisine, which takes the largest part of my menu. Nyama choma is our #1 seller because nyama choma cuts across the continent. It does not matter whether you're from East, West, South. Everybody enjoys nyama choma. Also kuku choma for those who do white meat. And again, tilapia fillet, we do a whole tilapia with the head. I figured out we're gonna serve our food as authentic as we do it at home. Matumbo is also my #1, seller. The difference is that different regions of Africa eat matumbo differently. For example, Kenyans, we eat matumbo as a nyama or something to take the ugali and the sukuma wiki down. West Africans do matumbo in their soup. We also do cow feet, the cow hooves. That is a delicacy for Zimbabwe. They call it mazondo. And if I put it on the plate for you, unless I tell you what it is, you wouldn't even know. Very delicious.
Now, at this juncture, you may be asking, how did Mumbi come to the US? Well, her first trip to the so-called land of milk and honey was to attend a women and leadership conference, and that was in 1998. But she did not return home after the conference.
I was a bill collector for Citigroup, for people who are given more, loans to buy vehicles. So if they do not pay, then you follow up to collect that on behalf of the company.
Unfortunately, she was laid off in 2010.
I realized I had to figure out what to do, so I started cooking and started entertaining my friends because I had all the time I wasn't going to work. So a lot of people started encouraging me, oh, you need to start selling food, you're a good cook, you can do this. And then I identified several areas like Kenyan garages, Kenya truck stops. I started selling food from my house and delivering it in my car to these places, and the demand was so high. I came from first day 10 plates, and within 2 weeks I was doing 100 plates a day.
This resulted in Mumbi opening Afrika Fusion restaurant, a process that she says wasn't easy given the unique nature of her business.
The challenge is trying to understand how this system works in this country. There's one time an inspector came in, and honestly, whatever he said, I had never heard about it. And since I opened the restaurant, nobody ever came to ask for it. So when she walked in, she showed me her badge and she told me why she was there. She literally had to sit down and train me and tell me what she does because I could not understand. So there are a lot of things that we really take for granted that we assume back home because we just do them the way we want, but everything here, what I'm trying to say, is regulated.
In addition, sourcing for produce and ingredients proved difficult.
It's been a challenge The only thing that we get from home or import from Kenya are most of the spices. We use the regular spices we have back home: pilau masala, beef masala, chicken masala, both ground and whole. Things like mokimo, githeri. Finding white corn in America is really tough, but we were able to get one supplier who was able to meet the demand, because white corn now cuts across not only in the African region, but even the Latinos in this country do a lot of white corn. So that githeri was taken care of, and mokimo was taken care of. So most of the stuff that we really used to struggle, I want to say 5 years ago, has changed because there's been also a big population of the African community. We have access to doma, gouache, mahindi ya kuchemushwa. So when people come here, they feel so much at home because they're able to get what they don't see elsewhere.
Mumbi has been able to grow her business tremendously and now has 22 day-to-day employees. She also does outside catering.
I want to say that's about, I want to say 40% of the business is outside catering, and this is the season. We have a lot of graduations, a lot of weddings. We do a lot of traditional events. I've done so far right now, we've introduced issues like itegas, rurashio. We do the whole 9 yards of traditional with the Kikuyu calabash, the uji, and just providing people the right food for, to be able to remember home.
She attributes this success to the support she receives from the Kenyan community in Texas.
This is the biggest lesson that we want to leave, or something I want to tell everybody. We need to start believing in ourselves, believing in our own people. If we have, for example, a company that does logistics and it's Kenyan, let's give them an opportunity. My community has really supported me.
Furthermore, holidays bring Mumbi good business. Like during this year's Memorial Weekend holiday that happened between 24th and 27th May, Kenyans from all walks of life from different cities in the US came here for festivities. And this is the place where they would retreat for refreshment. It is for this reason that Mumbi supports other Kenyans living in the US.
My name is Tito Ngogwa, or Tito Ngoima. I'm a real estate agent. I work with the Atlanta Commercial Board of Realtors. And my mom is visiting from Kenya, and so I brought her for the first time to Dallas. And every year when I come, I bring my family, my wife and kids, and we have fun together.
They're there behind you.
They're there behind me. Yeah. They're visiting behind me.
That's your mom.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
My wife is somewhere there.
Yeah.
My name is Michael Cheskau. Down at home in Kenya, I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I practice in Nairobi, and I also practice law in Nakuru.
Okay.
Yes.
What brings you to Dallas, Texas?
I came to visit my son in Kansas City. Apparently, we have our in-laws in Texas. So we drove yesterday all the way from Kansas through Oklahoma to Texas to visit my in-laws.
So how did you know about Mumbi's place?
When we arrived here, I told my son that I want to eat African food. And so we Googled.
You just Googled?
We just Googled Chamada. We Googled and we got it.
And despite being miles away from home, Mumbi has never forgotten Kenya.
For the last few years, I've been collecting items that could help. I did do a lot of providing clothes, blankets during the clash time area, the tribal clashes. And right now I'm working with a group in Eldoret to provide medical equipments like wheelchairs, walkers. So that's what I'm collecting right now.
And this is her advice to anyone wishing to start a business abroad.
Do not make shortcuts. Follow the law. Comply with the law, comply with the requirements of the trade that you're doing. And once you learn to do that, you will never have issues. What people are seeing now is the glory. They haven't seen the trouble. It's been a journey for 15 years. America is not for everybody. Not everybody's been cut out for America. I know people that may have come when I came in, but did not make it very well here, but when they returned to Kenya, they've made it so well. So not everybody is cut for America. It's not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's easy. It's not easy at all.
Wow, what an inspiring story, and I'm personally encouraged. The moral of Mumbi's story is when things go south, you can always begin afresh. And that's how we end this episode of Daring Abroad from Dallas. I'm Alex Chamada. See you again next time.